We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah, yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Man, pool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it start? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystems. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for another Ordinal hour, and it's going to be explosive. We have so much amazing stuff to talk about. This ecosystem is so strong right now. We got Bank absolutely killing it. Congratulations to all Bank holders. I faded Bank, and I highly regret it. One of my biggest regrets so far. Hey, but you win some, you lose some. I win a lot more than I lose, but we have a lot to talk about. MicroStrategy, huge news again. $500 million convertible senior notes. We can get into that. We got some some stuff with Ghosty again. Their airdrop is done. You now hold your Ghosty tokens, and another listing for Dog. Huge, absolutely huge. I think it's going to keep getting listed, more and more listings, and another pizza listing as well. So Pizza and Dog are really going at it right now, and it's some fun to watch for sure. I can't wait to see who wins that battle. But without further ado, here, let me bring in my partner as always, Mr. Yagobi.
What is up, man? Almost to the end of the week.
Yeah, man. Summer's hitting hard now. Like you said, it's hot in your area. It's hot in mine, man. How you feeling about the space? Do you think the space gets hot as well?
It's hard to tell, right? It definitely looks like we could be doing that June dip, right? The models say, low as 60K, possibly touching back at 71 and then dipping to 60. But one thing I think we're starting to realize more and more each day is that some of these models are just going to be off, right? And I think it's just really hard to predict Bitcoin's next move right now. But mid and long term, I think we're pretty secure where we're heading with that. And so I'm okay with, a little bit of boring, maybe here for the next 2 weeks. And I'm also very okay with if it gets exciting again in a couple days. So I'm just here for it. I think as long as you stick with the mentality of showing up every day, putting your boots on, get like at least touching in the ecosystem, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm actually in the other camp. I think this June's going to be very hot for crypto and Bitcoin. I think that right now the S&P 500 is at an all-time high, but the S&P's it's going up every day, so it's really easy just to kind of fall in line and buy the apples and buy the Nvidias and stuff. But eventually that's going to reach a peak. And what people do, they end up taking their winnings, house money, and dipping it into more riskier assets. And those riskier assets to them are Bitcoin. To us, Bitcoin is the safest thing in our portfolios. But to them, getting into Bitcoin is like risk on. And I think you're going to see a lot risk on coming this month. I think, NVIDIA is at an all-time high. Eventually, you're not going to be able to make much more money investing in NVIDIA, but you will if you put it in the Bitcoin ETF, and the Ethereum ETF is, I think, weeks away. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think once Ethereum kind of kicks in, you're going to see risk going go crazy. And then what that does though is that here in Ordinals, that kind of gives us that risk on as well. When people start buying our Bitcoin bags, we can get harder into layer one assets, the things that we actually enjoy. So I think we're about to get really hot really soon, and we have a lot of news to kind of keep pushing that. I mean, we're in a 120-day sideways period post halving, which is usually a precursor to a price pump. We'll see how it plays out, but 120 days now in the sideways action. What do you think? What are you thinking, man? You think we stay in this sideways action? Or do you think we really
it's just going based off of my previous experience in the previous cycles. This is way less boring than a typical 120-day sideways, chop back and forth. And I think it's because we're so involved within a space that's innovative, right? Yeah. Obviously Solana and Base and stuff like that. Really, Solana mainly has like these exciting pumps, but then like dumps real hard. So it's like very volatile with your emotions over there right now. But with where we are, it's like, yes, we might go through even 120 days of sideways action. We're still going through, maybe boring for 2 weeks and then like exciting for a month or whatever, right? So it's definitely way better whenever you touch in the space. So it's probably the best like sideways 120 days I've ever experienced, in my opinion.
I agree. And this is actually a tweet from Bob Bodley, but he says the inflows to the ETF have been historic. The Bitcoin ETF has done more in 2 months than the gold ETF did in 8 years. But this is only the beginning. There are trillions of dollars on the sidelines. And Bob posted that he was at a Bitcoin meetup last night, and that was that's what people were.
The Salt Lake City one.
Yeah.
I saw that post.
So what do you think about this, man? I mean, we've done more in 2 months than gold did in 8 years, and there's trillions of dollars on the sidelines.
Yeah, I saw another post too, and I think it was a different Bob. It was Bob Lucas that said, the gold bugs of the 80s and 90s are like the Bitcoin maxis of today. And so that parallel that he was talking about was that, look, like Bitcoin is moving into like where gold was, right? And so I'm not shocked with this. I expect it to be even more, to see more hyper growth because of the ETF and because of the narrative heading into the end of the summer and early fall. Bitcoin's going to be the new gold, in my opinion. It already is, really. I still think gold does well, but it's just a different generation, a different, evolution of crypto just coming into the everyday investor's household, right? And them just looking at Bitcoin in a different way than they did 5 years ago. So yeah, I agree with this. There's trillions of dollars on the sidelines that are going to be poured into it. The one thing I think we also do have to keep in mind, though, whenever Bitcoin does dip and does things like it did last week, we have to remember that Bitcoin does have its own unique characteristics to its cycle as well. The year of the halving, this is normal, guys. Like this is not unique. It dips before the big leg up to end the year, heading into the beginning of 2025. So, if it dips, just know that we're on a roadmap right now, and just know where the main points hit, right? Like, leading up to that large leg into the official bull market, getting into the bull market. And I think if you're mitigating, like not using like a lot of leverage and stuff like that before that, then I think you're okay, right? Because you know where you're going to end up.
I completely agree. We all know where Bitcoin's going. It's going to $1 million. Some people just think it's going to $1 million next cycle. Some people think it's going to take 2 or 3 cycles from now. But I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that. I think we're going to be 700K into this cycle, and then 6 million at the end of the next cycle. So it's only a matter of time to me. And eventually too is like, any 30, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds who own gold or buy gold?
Some, but
Okay.
they're also like heavily into other assets and they're successful, right? I don't
Gotcha.
know there's not many average, I would say, like 30-year-olds, like especially the lower 30-year-olds that I know that have just gold bars or like even
Yeah.
like storing their, you know what I mean? But there are some, and they have they're in different asset classes as well, like whether that's
Yeah.
collectibles, crypto, and they just diversify. But that's far and few and far between.
Yeah.
Basically, it's not very many. So yeah.
Gold to me preserves wealth. Bitcoin grows wealth. I think that's the two differences. I think eventually Bitcoin will be the preserving of wealth, and there'll be some other asset that is nice and shiny and new that comes along and takes that away. But for now, Bitcoin grows wealth and gold preserves it. And I don't know, no 30 or 40-year-olds who are trying to preserve their wealth. Everyone's trying to grow and get more because you're willing to take more risks because you're not that age yet. But at 70, who knows? At 70, I might buy gold. Right.
Yeah.
So because I'm trying to preserve my wealth at that point. So
100%. Peter Schiff even admitted that. He was like, maybe if I was like 15 years younger, I would be more into Bitcoin, but I don't have much time, and so that's what he's looking for. But before we get into the next thing, guys, make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you smash that like, you subscribe. If you're not subscribed, welcome if you're new. And then on the Twitter side, please share this space, guys. We want to educate as many people as possible, and smash that like on the Twitter side as well. And we thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, and real quick too, some housekeeping. Bitcoin Nashville is in July, July 27th, but the tickets prices go up this Friday, tomorrow. You have about 24 hours left to kind of get this deal, but we will also still have 21% off. The 20% off is just going to be a lot less in the future because the price goes up when the tickets tomorrow. So definitely check out ordinalrevolution.com. It's right down there, and you can see it up the top, 21% off. Get that before the prices go up tomorrow. But yeah, going into our next thing here, Trump, Biden, and RFK all now pro Bitcoin and accepting donations. You're not bullish enough. The three presidential candidates, they're all in their 70s or 80s in some cases. They're all accepting Bitcoin donations for the first time ever. Like, this didn't happen last time. Biden and Trump did not accept crypto donations in 2020, and this time around they are. This just shows you that Bitcoin is that asset, and they want the voters to know that they are at least semi pro Bitcoin, not in Biden's case, but in Trump's case.
Yeah. This was interesting to see that, the Biden administration came out and said they're working with Coinbase to accept these donations. Not like 2 weeks after he vetoed the SAB Bulletin 121. So, I mean, I don't know. I think they pretty much got the FIT 120, or I think FIT 21 bill, to get through. So that is kind of a pro crypto, at least they allowed that to go through.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I definitely don't think that they're all of a sudden bullish because they believe in the space or anything like that. They just see how much the Trump side was able to raise, right? And RFK's already been like pro Bitcoin, so I think he goes into that bucket with Trump. Biden, on the other hand, I think this is them backtracking and realizing, hey, we made a mistake, because now they're raising a lot more than we are probably, or they're catching up if they're not. And so, but at the end of the day, if they are doing this, it's bullish for the entire space that all three of them are accepting it now. So,
yep. Taiwan creates a Bitcoin and crypto industry association under the government's guidelines. So the government is putting together a Bitcoin and crypto industry association to kind of guide them through the crypto narrative, right? So that's awesome. It's another country really doing their due diligence in the crypto and Bitcoin. What do we say to this?
Yeah, another major country, really, that has a lot of influence, and this is another bonus, right? Like, I think Danny from On-Chain Monkey is from, like, I think he has like Taiwanese, he's Taiwanese, so he has those roots, and I think he helped launch like one of the largest centralized exchanges over there. So they've always been kind of pro, but now this is one by one, like government's coming out and saying, hey, look, we're doing this, we're doing that, or entities or organizations adding Bitcoin to their, books and stuff like that. This is just another pro Bitcoin thing. So we're in the right space, and at the right time, in my opinion. So this is this is definitely a positive thing.
I agree, and it's you're going to see who's left behind, right? You're going to see some countries fading this, and then you're going to see them really coming in towards the end of the cycle and buying the top. So good for Taiwan to kind of get in before it's early, because if you put together these associations, 90% of the time you're going to be like, we need some of this on the balance sheet. So I think you're going to see something huge happen, a price spike, and then a month later you're going to see something come out where it's like Brazil added Bitcoin to their balance sheet or Taiwan added Bitcoin. You're going to see some stuff like that. I think that's what's really going to push us over to that 700K number that I'm thinking it's going to be governments buying, not just entities. But speaking of entities buying, MicroStrategy, led by Michael Saylor, announced a proposed private offering of $500 million in convertible senior notes. The company plans to use the net proceeds from the sale to acquire more Bitcoin. So MicroStrategy is the number one company, not an ETF, that owns the most Bitcoin, and they're just buying more. Michael Saylor said this is something he said he's going to be doing forever. He said he doesn't care what the price is. His goal is to get more and more Bitcoin, and MicroStrategy could be by the end of the cycle, by far worth more than Nvidia. So I mean, Nvidia is at like 2-3 trillion. MicroStrategy at the end of this, with all the Bitcoin they hold at a 700K Bitcoin price, they're easily the most, the biggest company in the world.
Yeah, and there's other companies also that are trying to take that blueprint, right? It's going to be harder and harder as Bitcoin goes up in value, right? I think MicroStrategy made such a great gamble risk back then, or Michael Saylor, which was actually anti-Bitcoin when he first started and anti-crypto. And so I think other people see it right now. Nvidia is in a little bit of a different situation. Do I think that like a company like them adds Bitcoin to their books? Possibly. I mean, the CEO is really smart, but they're so like robust right now that I feel like they're not even worried about something, that kind of stuff. So it would be huge for the space if they came out and said that they added it. But other companies though, I think the Meta something out of Japan is trying to follow the MicroStrategy playbook, and they reached out to Bitcoin Magazine kind of with for guidance. So that's just like kind of starting this chain reaction, I believe.
MicroStrategy would be worth north of $7 trillion if Bitcoin hits 700K, which is double Nvidia.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nvidia,
Nvidia at that hit like crazy market cap though.
3 trillion, number one country in the world.
Ooh, number one country.
I'm sorry.
Number one.
Well, they could power a country, but number one company in I guess on the U.S. stock exchange. I think Saudi Arabia is the number one company in the world or something like that. I don't know, something. So, but they're considered a country as well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the next thing here. I guess Bitcoin price action. Let's talk about what the King is doing. I haven't really looked at the King's chart all morning. I did see it at 68,000 this morning, and it's looking like it's around 67,000 now. So definitely down from where it was this morning.
Yeah, it definitely pulled back down. Let's see. From this morning, it looks like it got all the way to, it wicked up here to about 68.4. Now we're at 67, possibly going to like under 67,000, right? So just kind of chop back and forth. Yesterday, we had the CPI report, and you and I pretty much could tell what was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever it starts pumping before the report, it's almost kind of like, okay, it's going to do the opposite. And that's what happened really. Like it pumped all the way to 69,000, like 400, 500, maybe even higher, almost 70,000 again, I believe. And then right whenever the CPI report came out, we just saw those huge red candles, right? And so it did that drop off there. But yeah, so, if it does do what, hits the bottom really from that model was saying that it could touch 60,000. If that's the case, then we still got about 7,000 of bleed out left I know you don't really see that happening, and that would be pretty significant, right? So that could happen over like a week's period possibly. But what do we have to look for that's bullish, right? For this month, I know you mentioned that jobs reports were actually worse, so that's a good thing for Bitcoin. But again, we just passed the opportunity for Powell to cut rates, so we're gonna have to wait for next month for that, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of anything like bullish to look forward to, I don't see too much for June, honestly. Anything that you have?
Bitcoin education. I feel like a lot of people are starting to get really educated in Bitcoin. And these big guys, man, when the ETF first came out, they're like, okay, well, now I can invest in it, right? But these guys, they don't just go into something all willy-nilly, right? They kind of do their due diligence and stuff like that. So now we're going on 6 months since the ETF came out. And I feel like a lot of big entrepreneurs and big wealth funds and stuff like that are doing their due diligence. And I think eventually they start buying. And I think that comes in droves. I think it's not just one. I think it's many. And I think that starts to happen really soon. 6 months is a lot of time to be digging in. And I think their first buys are going to be coming soon. I think it's only a matter of time before big wealth funds, big capital investors and big hedge funds really start digging in. And again, they don't buy tops, right? They're kind of waiting for a dip to come in for them to buy. But what if there is no dip? What if we just sit sideways longer? They're eventually going to be like, you know what? I'm done waiting. I'm not going to let this run from me. This person is talking about they're going to buy soon. I want to buy before them. And it becomes, a factor of trying to get in before your friends, right? Because these guys are all rich country club guys, and they're all, I'm sure it's coming up. And I'm sure we're still doing our due diligence, and eventually someone's going to jump the gun, which is going to kind of open that up for a whole bunch of other people to come in. And I think that happens in the next 2 months.
Yeah, I don't know. One thing that I was looking into is some other timeline or time frame charts, right? One of them was the 4-hour chart that does a really good job with predicting the 2 to 3 day period, right? So if we look at the 4-hour chart here, this does not look good. So you can see here on the MACD, the buy pressure barely even got going at all. Now we have like a low white candle on the MACD on the 4-hour chart. Both the red and blue lines are touching, indicating that this buy pressure period is pretty much done. There are some situations to where it does separate before touching again, and that buy pressure or sell pressure, whichever momentum it's in, will continue. But I don't know, man. This is pretty close, right? So something that I see that could be coming for the next 2 or 3 days is we go lower. I could see we actually go to like 60, possibly like 65, 64,000 heading into the weekend or over the weekend, and maybe like pull back up on Sunday. So like I said, the 4-hour chart does a really good job at predicting the 2 to 3 day period. With that being said, if that's true, what I just said, then we never reach overbought territory. And that would be really weird because we just not long ago, a couple days ago, came out of oversold territory, and even before that we never reached overbought. So like we haven't reached overbought territory for a while, since I would say it's showing the 9th, or no, actually it's showing the 5th of June, at least on the 4-hour chart, right? And so if we don't reach this, then yeah, I could see 65, 64,000. But again, I do think there is a small chance, because we haven't been in overbought territory for so long, so maybe it's time for us to get back up there, and then these separate back, and then we end up getting some more bigger green candles here, and this continues on. So that's just kind of a preview of 2 different options it could go into heading into the weekend, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how accurate the 4-hour chart is, kind of just forecasting here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Definitely, we'll see. We'll see if we cool off this weekend. Maybe head down to the mid 60s again, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. We got 202 people in here, guys, on a Thursday. We appreciate each and every one of you guys showing up every day. That is our thing. If you're new here, that's our motto. That's our slogan, is show up every day. So we appreciate you guys.
And two guys, put your comments in the chat. So the first hour, we kind of run through all the news, me and Yagobi's opinions on everything. And the second part of the show is the after hour. that happens all the clock. We kind of dig into all the comments. So if you feel like you're posting comments in there, we're not looking at them. We will go through every single comment, every single question, mainly all the questions. So put your questions in the comments, and we'll get to every single one of your questions. Looking forward to that. But without further ado, it's time for the roll call. Let's see who's here.
Let's get it.
In that first spot, and here, guys, in Bitcoin, first is first. So we always have a winner of the day, and today is PJNZ. Congratulations to you, my friend. You are number one.
Yes, sir.
And then we got Patty Poo in at number 2 spot. Shout out Patty Poo. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Poo. He loves me and I love you. Token Jokin is here. Tim Madden. Yazir, always here. And shout out to Yazir, man. He's been absolutely killing it for us. He's our mod, and we appreciate him so much. Let's see. Sayin is here. Shout out to Sayin. Danny Boy, another one of our mods. We appreciate you, Danny. Thank you so much for always being here, my friend. Let's see. I Walk Alone is here. I Walk Alone says Ordinal Revolution doesn't show up on my feed. I have notifications on. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to look into that a little bit. Let's see who else is here. Claudio is here. Welcome to the show, Claudio. Followed by Ordinal's tweets. Shout out you, my friend. John is here. Shout out John. Welcome back, my friend. No is in the building. One of my favorites here. Superfan, thank you every single day. Superfan is killing it. Joko is here. Chief Axel, DeFi, Dabbler. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you. It looks like your first time here. Thank you so much for showing up. Crypto Hot News is here. Ant-Man is here. Dan H. Tim Bake. AOD Art. Another one of our mods. We appreciate you, my friend. Cheedy is here. Shout out Cheedy. Crypto Mamba. Crypto Cats. Chain Watcher. Carlos CLS. It's been a while, my friend. Welcome back. TKO is here. E-Buck is in the building. Shout out to E-Buck. Marcelio Leo. I probably messed that up, but Marcelio? I'll get this one day.
Mauricio.
My bad.
Mauricio.
I can't never remember that. Crypto Mamba is here. Shout out Crypto Mamba. He says, "Let's go, Brandon." I'm not sure who Brandon is, but no, just kidding. Then so we have, that's it, and that is your roll call for today. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. You guys make this show fun and exciting, and we appreciate it. And remember, put your questions in the chat. We'll get to them soon.
Yep.
All right. Looks like here we have breaking news. Another listing on the way. Dog is coming to a Bitpanda Global, one of the biggest sexes in Europe. I've never heard of Bitpanda until this morning. So, but I'm not European, right? So,
yeah. I mean, it's like they're getting all the ones that aren't like really big, right? And it's kind of expected at this point because Binance and OKX are not listing. They have their reasons probably, for why they're not listing yet. But it kind of makes me feel similar to like when Track first started getting momentum, right? Like everything besides Binance and OKX listed Track. Gate listed it, I think MEXC, and so people could trade Track and stuff like that, but it never reached the Binance or OKX centralized exchanges. And so it seems like that Dog's kind of going down that route. Now, I'm not saying that Dog will never reach those centralized exchanges, because I do believe that they hit one of those big ones, whether it's Binance or OKX, I don't know. But yeah, it's just right now they're just picking up whatever they can, in a sense, right? Like smaller exchanges, and it actually would probably be smart for these small exchanges to do it, because then they get like publicity, or they get they get to be in the spotlight to a large audience. Because how many holders are there for Dog? Like 70,000 or something?
70,000-80,000,
yeah. So that's a large audience, right? So it's actually smart. It would behoove those smaller centralized exchanges to list Dog, actually. So I expect to see more of those.
And that's the thing too, is like once it's on Binance, there's no reason to go to something like Bitpanda, right? So you want to get them before that, so you can try to get as much fees as you can before the big boys list them, and then take all the fees away from you. So shout out to Bitpanda, shout out to Europe, man. Really go in on Dog. So let's go with that. Dog has now reclaimed the top 100 on CoinMarketCap. Pretty big. Getting on that front page of CoinMarketCap really puts it in the upper echelon of tokens. I think this is monstrous. What do you think?
Yeah, they were already up there, right? So they fell back, which was normal to kind of have correction, and then now they're back in, right? So,
Yeah.
and they also passed, I think, Biome or Bohm, whatever the
Yeah.
meme token was. They passed the market cap again, so they passed it, fell back, and now they passed it again. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of reclaiming, showing that the strength is still there. And I mean, Leonidas was on space for like hours and hours yesterday, like that dude's got to be like mentally drained at this point, right? So how does he continue this? Because he's definitely putting his blood, sweat, and tears into this at this point.
Yeah. I just, it's got to be fun for him, right? So I'm hoping that's what it is. Like, I mean, think about it though. I mean, what was he doing before that? He has a company that kind of runs on itself, right? I mean, obviously he has devs, but he's not a dev. He's not sitting there and fixing bugs and stuff like that. He's kind of just the voice behind it. And by him doing this though is good for Ord.io. It's because it's bringing new people to the space. It's letting people, oh, what is this dog token? Oh, it's a rune. Where can I mint runes? Oh, Ord.io. That's like one of the biggest guys there, Leonidas. He's big on dog, and his place is Ord.io. So it's bringing people to the space and it's bringing people to Ord.io. And if dog gets to the top 20, top 25, 30 token, that's amazing for Ord.io. It's amazing for the ordinal space period and the rune space also. So I just think by him doing that, it's benefiting him in so many other ways that are just not, dog go up, right? It's just bringing awareness to our space.
Yeah. I don't think he's probably getting too many people being redirected to Ord.io. I think most people would probably redirect them to like Magic Eden. But
Well,
in the end, I think he's getting some, like probably a very small percent. But some is better than none, right? So at the end of the day, it's
yeah.
kind of like he's while it will benefit him probably, or like I don't know, the space. Let's just say the space for him to keep pushing dog and all that stuff, because then liquidity comes over to runes does well, the ordinal collections will pump, right? He's getting probably a small additional benefit for Ord.io as well.
I think you're wrong. I think he's up 100,000 followers since he dropped dog, and then he retweets every single tweet that Ord.io drops. So it's 100,000 new people potentially seeing Ord.io for the very first time. You know what I mean? So I think that is, he's promoting dog, but at the same time, he retweets every single thing that Ord.io does. So that's 100,000 new people potentially. I mean, even you said it a little while ago, he's a lot more than the last time you looked at his follower account. His follower account's exploding. And what that does now, that allows him to be like, hey guys, check out Ord.io. Boom. It's 100,000 new potential people, new eyes on this site for the very first time. So that's why I think it's huge for Ord.io.
Yeah, I mean his follower account definitely has exploded pretty large, but I guess I was thinking more of like using Ord.io to buy runes. I just don't see that.
You don't
I
buy
don't,
runes, you mint
or
them.
inscribe or whatever. I just I'd be curious to see like what the volume change has been on that.
Yeah.
Because I think
He
that
hasn't
would
really
be
pushed it either, though. I think that comes when stuff gets really hot.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yep,
Nevertheless,
definitely.
he's definitely benefited from this, from
Yeah,
his
for sure.
his position and his influence. So
Real quick, shout out to a friend of ours, Jeroen. He'll be on the show on Monday. We'll probably have that video out on Tuesday. He says, I just launched my own company, Inscripedia, books on Bitcoin. I just want to shout him out because guys, go follow Inscripedia here. Just go to Jeroen, and it's right up top in his pin. So he started this amazing company, and we're gonna get really in depth with it on Monday. I can't wait for that interview. It's gonna be fun and exciting, and he has a lot of alpha. He said he's dropping for that as well. So go follow this. Help Jeroen out. Jeroen's been one of the biggest supporters of Ordinals. He's been giving you the news since early last February. So go check that out.
yeah, and I think this was something that like I want to say like 8-bit wanted to do, right? But never followed through with it, and so
Doesn't follow through with anything.
and Giern seemed, he's obviously someone that's been in the space for a while and has, the experience. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into it and to see what it's all about.
Yeah, man. All right, guys, it's time to talk about the bank. So bank's absolutely exploding. It's at a fully diluted valuation of 367 million, but it's not fully diluted, right? There's only actually $22 million worth of tokens. So technically, this is only at a $22 million market cap. People don't really realize that because Magic Eden is always posting the FDV, right? So, but it's not. So, but you got to remember the team does hold now an insane amount of tokens that they could do whatever they want with it. I'm hoping they could do TVL type of stuff. What that does, that dilutes here. So if they release 10% of the tokens, you have to try and get this market cap to really kind of fly, because now you have a more diluted thing. So this is a really good thing market cap wise, but them holding so many of these tokens, and if there's no lockup, it's not a smart contract. They physically own every single one of these tokens, the same as Feihu. The reason why, I'm not really, and they could do a pre-sale of this as well, or I guess you could do post-sale. So they could sell off some of these tokens as well, and that adds to the value. So you have to consider both of these things, the FDV and the market cap. But if you look on CoinGecko, eventually down the line, it'll say market cap 22 million, and which makes it feel really, really cheap. But you just don't know when the rest of these tokens are going to come on.
Yeah, the total supply is 21 billion. There was a 19.688 billion pre-mine. And I imagine that they did the pre-mine, obviously, for some sort of mechanism of like governance and rewards and stuff. Because this is not the stable token, by the way. This is the, their governance token, or whatever you want to call it, right? Their stable token is NUSD, which is a BRC20. And I believe they also created a runes version of it, possibly. Nevertheless,
I saw NUSD, but there's nothing from their official site saying it's their token. So I mean, it's trading.
Yeah. So again, I faded this, and it had a lot to do with just because of, I have nothing against the founder of Bank of Nakamoto, right? We believe it's Jack Liu, but he has had projects that kind of, like BMP, right? That was kind of what's going on with that anymore, right? Or the initial market exchange that he created and stuff like that over in Ordinals. But so I kind of was like, oh, I'm gonna stay away from this, right? And I definitely lost out on gains because of that. But sometimes you make the right decisions, sometimes you make the wrong ones. But with that being said, the 19.68 billion of pre-mine still worries me. But you know what? I think we might be able to get some clarity on that, because I think we're gonna have Jack on the show, and I would love to just ask him straight up, like, what happened with BNP? What is this about? What's your overall goal for the Bitcoin ecosystem? You know what I mean? And I think that can clear up a lot of things. And then he can break down like what the future plans are for this token and the stable token that they're creating. Because I'll say this, there's definitely some highly respected people that are starting to really come on board with this. Obviously we respect the heck out of the block runners. They do what we do. They come to work every day. They're a media outlet as well as builders in the space, and they obviously are on board with this. I think Bob Bodley has talked about this. We obviously, Mark Jeffries has talked about this as well. So I think hearing straight from the horse's mouth, the Jack Liu, possibly this before the weekend will be great. It'll be great for clarity, and I think that's what we need, and probably some of the space as well.
Yeah, I agree. But Jack Liu, man, he like, we're talking to him about getting him on the show, and shout out our good friend Kimmy Boy. He's talking to him for us, and Jack basically put in there. He's like, hey guys, like, give me all the hard questions. I want them all. So he's not backing down from anything. So, and we're gonna give some hard questions, and we're excited for that. So look out for that. That video will probably be out Saturday. We're gonna introduce that interview on Friday if everything works out correctly with the times and everything. So check that out. It should be exciting. Should be fun. And yeah. But going on to our next thing here, we have the Ghosty. So the airdrop is complete. They said we are now based on tap, and check your balances here. You go to legacy.track.network, and then put in your address that had the Ghosty BRC20s in there, and you will now see your tap tokens. I got all mine. I checked that out, and on top of that, are you gonna show them?
Yeah, I was gonna show them real quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut into that.
Dude, that's good. Yeah.
So if you go to track.network here, track.network, and then you click on tracker, it will open the legacy.track.network, and it'll bring you straight to the tap indexing and all that stuff. So you can just paste your address if you're a Ghosty holder, or any of your addresses that hold any tap tokens, and you can see what your balances are and all that good stuff. So I just wanted to kind of show that in the background while you were going over this.
100%, dude. So definitely go check out. See if you had Ghosty in your wallet, you can go now and go check that. So awesome for those guys. But it's now tradable too. So if you're interested in purchasing any or want to sell any, you can go to Ordinal's wallet and do it there. And you could also do it on satsx.io as well. Those guys are always innovating and stuff like that. It's one of my favorite places, and that's probably where I'll do my buying and selling. So satsx.io is the place to do that, man. What do you think? How do you think this does? We see it right now. That's like at $1, but there's no sales on it yet, so it's not the real price yet. You'll probably won't get a real price for a few days. Kind of the market kind of wants to see where it settles down at. What the sellers are trying to get away from. So, what do you think this lands at? Do you think it stays at that $7 million market cap the BRC20s had?
I don't know, man. So when we first started looking at the Ordinals wallet marketplace, it started off like $1.60, $1.70. That naturally pulled back. Now we're seeing the floor at 94 cents with no sales yet, right? So I think it's going to be very interesting to see where this settles down at and when sales start to pump in, right? Because then we'll be able to see if the strategy worked, right? To be able to kind of bridge that over to tap. Something needed to happen because it was severely undervalued, right? In my opinion, for how much they've been doing, how like the moves they've been making, the pain points they've been solving, and they've been announced to be a major infrastructure player in the tap ecosystem. I just feel like they were never fairly valued after that first pump up, right? And so this attempt is to really kind of get them more fairly valued, and then the market really kind of naturally, organically start to kind of reflect what their value should be. So I'm hoping it kind of settles around like 50 cents, and then it naturally picks up to where it should be.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't think it ever gets down to that 18 cents though. And they're looking like some amazing buys for me right now. I'm very excited that I dollar cost average all the way down. I was feeling the Kathy Wood effect where I bought in originally at like 20 cents and got up to like 28 cents, ran to 40 cents, and then dipped back down. And at 28 cents, I started buying again. And then at 25 cents, and then 22 cents, and then 18 cents. So my average is probably around 25 cents, 44 cents. But I think the low is in for that. I think once the tap token comes out, I think that it's going to be a beneficiary of that. So a lot of people, like myself, I was telling you earlier that like when I buy a blockchain token or something like that, I go after the next token, right? So for instance, like if I instead of buying Moonbeam, you buy Stella. Instead of buying Polkadot, you buy Hydration. Instead of buying like different stuff, you go to the next one because that's where the bigger gains come in. So let's just say Tap does a 5x, it's going to start at like a $70 million market cap. A 5x it's a lot of money needs to come in. Something like Ghosty that's potentially sitting at an $8 or $9 million market cap that can get to a $100 million market cap and gets to a 10x, right? So that's what I want to play. I want to play the more riskier, but I actually don't think Ghosty is risky at all. I think Ghosty is the infrastructure play that is going to help Tap along. I think Tap and Ghosty are going to move together, but I think Ghosty moves a lot more because a lot less money needs to come into Ghosty for it to really kind of push.
Yeah, especially now after this bridge. But I think this is a big move for the Tap ecosystem, though, right? Because looking at the Tap ecosystem, what tokens over there other than Tap, which hasn't really been released, right? And Traverse, which was also a big move over. Ghosty is just that next one, right? I don't really look at Sora and Nat. Those I just don't look at them as huge like plays right now. So these are though, because Traverse and Ghosty back to back. Those are two utility plays because there will be a point in time, guys, where you have people that think traditionally and say, I'm looking for something that has utility value.
Yeah.
When they come over, they're going to say, oh, Ghosty does this. Oh, Traverse protects wallets from wallet draining and all this stuff. And they'll see that. And then they will, apply their or adjust their portfolio accordingly. So this is a big move for the Tap ecosystem. More stuff like this needs to happen. We talked a little bit about some different ideas and stuff that they're probably already thinking about. But yeah, so this is just that next move for the ecosystem.
I agree. 100%. But I did notice something. Bitcoin is just dipping right now, bro.
Yep.
The
So
dip
kind of
that
playing
just
into
don't
what I
stop.
said,
Yep.
you know, like
100%.
it's playing into kind of what I said could happen here, right? So like 60,000 is definitely on the table, man. And not maybe not today, but you know, on that 4-hour chart, you know, the next 2-3 days we could see like 64, 63.
Yeah.
But don't, in my opinion, I'm not gonna freak out, right? Because to me, I think what we'll see with that is just people like larger entities seeing that as an opportunity, and
Yeah.
they'll, you know, the ETF inflow will increase probably even more because that's more opportunity, right? So
100%. Yeah. I mean, think about it. As long as we stay above the $66,000 number, I think we'll be okay. I think it's just more sideways action to come, and then we'll pump later. But I just want to show that because I seen that pop up. Here we go. So yesterday we got Palomia, which is owned by Justin Sun, and then today we have HGX lists pizza officially. Again, dude, pizza and dog are just two of the big leaders in our space here. Pizza being the BRC 25 digit, and then dog being the main ticker for the runes. How big do you think this is, and does it make you bullish even going further?
yeah, because it's just showing the network effect, right? So the network effect is Unisat, right? And so Lorenzo, which is the founder of Unisat, probably has really strong relationships. We already know Binance is a like supporter of Unisat. I expect them to get listed before Dog on Binance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my expectation on that, but you know, maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but we'll see what happens with that.
Mauricio says another day of Shizzy butchering my name always make me laugh. Sorry, bro. I'll get it. I'll get it tomorrow. I'll get it tomorrow. I promise.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get Yagobi's name. Remember in the beginning? I could not get it, dude. And then eventually I had to make a thing up where I said it at the beginning of every show just so I remembered it. And now it's a catch.
100%. Guys, continue to put your questions in the chat. We're about 15 minutes out of the Ordinal After Hour, and we'll definitely dive into that. This is one of our you know, more fun parts of the show. So
yep. And I think I'll just go into I'll check out the runes market cap real quick, and then if
yeah,
you wouldn't mind,
I was gonna say that. So
yeah.
like real quick before we do that, like
yeah,
Bitcoin gets to 60K. What do you expect for the ecosystem assets to do?
I don't know, not anything good. You know, I think everything drops 50%.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's one thing that we gotta just, you know, be aware of. Like, you know, if Bitcoin drops to 60K, then you know, we'll see it bleed out most likely. But just remember roadmap in the back of your mind. You know, like July leading up to Bitcoin conference, and then August is like what everybody is just so focused on. And maybe it's because of that, it will happen earlier, but you never know. Just always have an open mind, and then, like, you know, put yourself in position, have situations ready. You know what I mean? Because I think that's where people get depressed and they feel like they got wrecked and all these things. But like, if you just go based off the previous cycles, then you would know that this time period is a accumulation dipping time period, right? Again, it could go the opposite, but with the runes and stuff, you're gonna have to be a lot more selective and stuff, in my opinion. So
yeah, and I'm not broke. I'm just fully allocated, right? I think that's the meme. They gotta be, so if you are fully allocated, you just gotta wait it out. Don't be selling at bottoms and stuff like that. So don't be that guy. And if you should always have a little bit on the sideline to buy some of these dips. But some people sometimes you keep buying the dips and it keeps on dipping and you run out of money and then you just fully allocate it. But I think we're in a time frame right now where you're going to be very happy you're holding on to your assets a year from now. So patience is key. You know, the last thing you want to do is regret being in something and getting it out of it at the bottom, and then it pumps to Valhalla. But at the same time, you have to do what's best for you and your situation. Sometimes you gotta pull money out for different reasons. So don't ever fault yourself for that as well.
yeah, and none of that advice for you guys. You guys just take the information, and you know, you guys are all adults and stuff, and you can make those educated decisions for yourself there.
100%. I'll take a look at these if you want to pull up the BRC 20s while I'm doing this. So in that first spot, we got ZZZZ Feihu sitting at a $1.9
Can we just
billion
hide
market
that
cap.
one?
I know. I wish we could. But if you did that, then you'd have to hide Bank because Bank's at 22 million. That
But
would
at
put
least Bank is like running hard.
Yeah, but that would put
FedView
Bank
doesn't run hard ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Room's
saying?
technically. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything. It's down only $17.
Well, it goes like it'll go up like $3 or $4, and then yay, and then it just goes back down. It's like the most like stagnant rune, I feel like.
I'm waiting for the pre-sale announcement that would drop this probably by like $900 million. And the number 2 spot is the Dog sitting at 10.96 sats. $729 million market cap. And then third, man, Bank. Let me ask you a question.
Bam.
Do you think Bank ever passes Dog?
It definitely could. If it becomes if we find out that it's legit and it's really building out this important, very important infrastructure piece for DeFi and Bitcoin's native layer, then I mean, look at MakerDAO and how much it pumped, the first however long, leading up to the all-time high. I think it could. But I think we got to, me personally, I still need more time for that. Like, look, I'm not gonna ape into it. It's too high for me, but I still, want to give it more time to make sure that it has all the dynamics and all the, mechanisms to be a successful stable token, because it's not easy to do that, right? Yeah. But they do have I believe, over collateralization of was it Athena USD?
Yeah.
That's big. If they can, kind of continue that and prove that they have those reserves, then I think it should be fine, I would think.
Yeah, I think so too. RSIC Runes, Genesis Rune, sitting at 178 million market cap, 12.75 sats, down 10%. Dog's flat, RSIC's down 10%. What does this say about RSIC and it's not really holding up as well as Dog?
I mean, Dog has a different animal, with Leonidas just constant. Like I don't remember anybody. I mean, yes, kind of during like spurts of like meme seasons and stuff. I think you had what was the guy's name that was a part of the Mong token?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot his name. It's Crypto something or something like that. But anyways, he's the guy that's like your children's children. Why can't I think of his name right now? But anyways, that was the closest thing I've seen to like Leonidas. But Leonidas is definitely more genuine than that, from what I remember from him. And so I really haven't seen anything like this, where the guy literally comes to work every day, puts on a 2-hour show, and and is basically shilling Dog go to the moon for the entire life. This is his life purpose at this point. I mean, does not seem like that. So I think it's unfair to compare RSIC to that right now, especially in these market conditions. So imagine if Leonidas wasn't doing that, then I think Dog would bleed out way further.
I agree. For sure. I just think that you don't hear anything from the Rune dev. There's no one shilling RSIC right now. Like nobody. There's not one tweet on my timeline that is showing RSIC right now. RSIC is building something now. Like we talked about a few weeks ago, they're building. They went and got every runecoin.io, runecoin.com, runecoin.everything. So they're doing something over there. They're going to do some type of wild connection. I'm not sure what it is, but you got to remember these guys they're the ones who built the first RSIC. They built the first pre-rune, as you say. Yeah. So we'll see. Pups down I want to say 126 down 5% at 126 million, followed by Grayscale Rune. So there's three of these runes just popped up in the last couple of days, and their market caps are insane. I haven't really done my due diligence. These 4. Wow. Grayscale, Shib, Pepe, and Crypto Kitty. So what is going on with these? Do you know any information about this?
Dude, I don't know, but it's making me bullish.
Really?
And it's making me bullish because I feel like there's click on Crypto Kitties. Let's see how many holders they got. I think looking at the holder counts matter.
What do you
So
say
they have
about
500 right there on their supply, 511
Okay.
holders. So there's obviously somebody behind this that is trying to prop this up, right?
Yeah.
In a market that doesn't have the best market conditions right now, that I mean, obviously, like the runes market conditions switch pretty drastically in a week and a half,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But like, I think they're trying to like establish something here, like a floor or something, right? So if you go back to those other ones, Grayscale, obviously that was probably a play on that. I don't think it's actually Grayscale
18
people.
holders. Yeah,
Yeah,
18 holders.
exactly. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to like set this this
Yeah.
floor, right? That's presentable to people. What about can you check Shibuya? What's that one?
19
Okay,
holders.
there you go.
Okay.
So that's what
Yeah.
they're trying to do. They're basically trying to kind of establish this floor and make it look better than it is. So I don't know, maybe not so much bullish now that we looked at all the holder counts,
Yeah,
but
I know.
like we'll see if that's something like they can maintain, right? Like
Yeah.
the market caps, right? So if it's something that they're going to just keep buying up floors after people try to dump them, or we'll see.
Yeah.
But there's probably big like people that have launched and run like Solana projects or Ethereum projects up that are trying to get in early with these runes, and then they're going to try to pump them really hard once market conditions are better. That's what I'm thinking.
I agree for sure. And then we have let's see, Epic down 8% on the day, followed by Lobo the Wolf Pup down 2%. Satoshi Nakamoto at 2.05 down 11% on the day. This got all the way up to about $3 last week, but now it's down about 30-40%. Decentralized really getting handed right now, back down to 2.9 sats at $40 million market cap. $1 billion cat at a $29 million market cap. This one down 17% on the day. Runes X down 21% on the day. Manko Runes down 18%, sitting at 16 cents. This got all the way up to about 30 cents as well, down about 50%. Gob is Gob, down 16% at $11 million market cap. Zbit Blue Bitcoin, this is the Bitcoin Machines token, at $11 million, down 1%. Cook the mempool got listed on CoinGecko today. Not listed, but it got, you can now look at it on CoinGecko. Added, at 19.99 sats, at 23% because of that. Donald Trump sitting at 12.9 sats. Meme Economics sitting at 38 sats. I'm sorry, at 570 sats at 38 cents. Nicholas Pie down 2%, sitting at 0.8%. Where is he? Mr. Yen really getting handed to himself right now, down 25%, sitting at $4.4 million market cap at 319 sats and 21 cents.
Yeah, so it actually got back to 25 cents, but it was all the way down to 19 cents. But
wow,
I mean, it's kind of expected, right? The entire space is bleeding except for Bank of Nakamoto
and
really.
Dog,
and Dog kind of breaking even there, but. Yeah, there was a comment here from Superfan. BAMP announced yesterday that UTXO fund, same people as Bitcoin Magazine, committed $1 million USD total value. So that I remember seeing that, but I forgot to talk about it. So thank you, Superfan, for putting this in there. Yeah, so that's a big, like another big thing, and I feel like Bitcoin Magazine, like they're gonna hit like a lot of big investments.
I agree.
Just because like they're very bullish on the growth of the ecosystem. They're extremely open-minded. With the side chains, layer twos. This is a infrastructure play with bank. So $1 million is $1 million, man. That's not small money. I mean, obviously, in the bull market, it's going to seem smaller because there's going to be VCs throwing around millions and millions. But I think it's probably a smart play by them.
I agree. 100%.
Yep.
All right.
Let me get to the BRC20s, guys. So you got Pizza in this number one spot doing $1.3 million in 24-hour volume. So China is still really just pumping this. Yes, it's gone down though as market conditions have gotten worse, but it's still over $1 million. And the second place volume is 139,000. So almost 10 times the second place there. They're definitely trying to get pizza probably in a state to where it becomes similar to Ordi and Sats. You've already got HTX, which is Weibo, which is one of the largest Asian centralized exchanges. You got Gate making it tradable. So I do actually expect this to get listed probably on Binance, and if it does, it will start to kind of have a life of its own that doesn't have to rely on the decentralized nature or purchasing it on Unisat directly on Bitcoin or OKX. And then if that happens, then this will run up strong during a bull market, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but just kind of following what happened with Ordi and Sats. Number 2 is Core, which is supposedly like a utility play for Bitcoin's development, coming in at 139,000 total 24-hour volume, up 1.85%. Wizard at number 3 at 91,000, $112 million market cap. So still holding pretty strong for the Wizard BRC20 token. Pi comes in, and also pretty weird that China's supporting this one, right?
Wizard, yeah. I mean, is it known to be the token for the cats or the Wizards?
I mean, I thought it was, but maybe it's not. And I say supporting lightly because 91,000 in 24 hours isn't humongous, but it is number 3. Number 4 is Pi at 89,000. Number 5 is Pin at 71,000. We're talking 44 million, $17 million market caps, and the market caps kind of start to drop off here. Other noticeable ones are AINN, which is an AI play that's supposedly going to be in the Unisat modular system. 27,000, 8.71 million. Then you have Ordi here at 16,000. See, this is what I'm talking about. So Ordi is being traded more on centralized exchanges than it is on OKX and Unisat. It's being leveraged heavily too. So the market cap 1.12 billion, which is still nuts that it's over $1 billion market cap. With this bleed out and all that stuff, Ordi's holding strong, man. It's just, that's the truth behind it. Number 13 here is Sats at very minimal 24-hour volume, but sitting at $492 million market cap. So it was at $500 million, hanging on there, but it looks like it's dropped under that, that mark. Rats would be the next, recognizable one here. $107 million market cap. If this can hang around still, and they do get that new ecosystem going and modular, this could run back up. We'll see how low it gets though. 107, the all-time high for Rats was 800 million. It didn't stay there too long, but that is, a pretty big drawback, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then that's pretty much it here. Let me go to Track real quick because that's one that we talk about. And I don't see it because it's the 24-hour. There it is right here. So $29 million market cap, super cheap. If you're ever thinking about Track, it's probably...
That's insane.
Yeah, and Ghosty is actually a tap token, so we won't look at that. But that's it. That's gonna wrap up the BRC20 market update kind of for this Thursday. You can see it is a smaller scale overall than the Runes side. Other than Pizza, really. Pizza's really knocking it out of the park. Pizza might be doing more than Dog in daily volume, at 1.3 million right now. I'm not sure how much Dog's doing, but can they keep this momentum up? I'm not sure. We'll see. They definitely need something new, an environment that makes it, just trading more pleasurable than the way that things are right now.
I have a question for you. If someone else does something similar to Pizza, another type of meme coin, does that bring more attention to Pizza or does that dilute Pizza?
On BRC20? Or...
Yeah, let's just say like Francis or someone big in the space who is going to show like their own version of Dog with BRC20. They airdrop the token just like they did Pizza, the same mechanics and all that. Will that dilute Pizza or would that kind of bring more attention to that ecosystem?
Maybe short term, but you got to have some like power to be able to really divert the attention, fully, because there's a lot of power behind Pizza, in my opinion. And I think that like you're going up against like Unisat and their network, and we're seeing very quickly that their network is pretty strong. If this was something that Unisat was like, you know what, this was an airdrop, we're going to kind of back off and just not really care about it because it's free for the people that got, that claim that we were rewarded the users of our wallet. We wouldn't be sitting at a consistent $5-6 price point. Pizza would probably be less than $1 at this point if they were just like wash their hands. We don't, we're not going to leverage our network to help prop pizza up. But I don't think that's the case because we're seeing it consistently be consumed. Now, I do think that there is still and was even more a lot of jeets of pizza that people are just constant. They were just like, you know what, I'm taking my pizza. I'm just going to take my pizza. I'm going to, or my profit from pizza or my, Bitcoin from pizza. But the ability for Unisat to sustain that $5-6 mark is incredible. Or whoever's behind it, it's absolutely incredible, and that's what's making me hold my pizza because I'm like, you know what? They're trying to turn pizza into Ordis and Sats. And if you look at it from a 5-bit, and this will be the last thing I say because I know we're going over, is for the 5-bit tickers, pizza is the Ordi because it's the first one that like really took off. But that's pretty much where I am mentally and my perception on it.
We kind of talked about that this morning. Is you said it's first 5-digit, but still BRC20. Is there going to be a category? I mean, and I know there is on Unisat. There's not one on OKX, but do you think that category really stays there? The 5 digits and the 4 digits?
Not whenever they have like the overall system working smoothly. If they get to that, I think that they're all together in one ecosystem. But for now, yes, and I'm actually happy for now that they do that because it's it's propping pizza up, and it could help like really get. So my just probably completely wrong guess on pizza's market cap is that like I think on the next run up of things that pizza probably gets to half of what a third of where Sats ends up getting to. So if Sats gets to 800 million or $1 billion, then I think pizza gets to 500 million or 700 around there. Right. So that's just because it seems like the initiative and narrative is trying to be pushed here. You got big people like Justin Sun, which is leveraging his platforms to prop it up. So
100%. I agree. All right, guys, we're about to enter the Ordinal After Hour. We appreciate everyone who made it this far with us. You kicking with us the entire time. We want to appreciate you and thank you so much. Let's kind of get into it.
Yeah, so we go over some comments and some questions here. The first comment that I saw that I think is needs to come to the attention is TAP was the #1 protocol in Binance research. So sure is he's becoming one of our research guys very quickly. But this, I think this is pretty big. Binance research comes out with these articles, and the fact I didn't expect them to be the first #1.
Me either.
And so to me that was a pretty big statement. You mentioned that there's some pretty big accounts talking about TAP as well. Did you see one?
Virtual Bacon, yep. So
Virtual Beacon, And so what did he go into though?
He went in depth, everything. He talked about how it started, BRC20s, runes, how the differences, and then he got into some stuff that he's not well educated into. But he did a lot of research for sure. But you can still tell that the ecosystem is very new to him.
Yeah. So, I think that Scree Labs, again, is showing that they have a pretty vast network, right? And I think that it's smart for them to leverage that. Some people want to say, well, they're paying some of these influencers. And, well, I mean, that's kind of part of, like, the, attractiveness of, partnering with a strong VC with a strong network, right? So I think we're going to see more of that. And that can push the TAP ecosystem really in a bull market if you have multiple people talking about it, right? Like large accounts. So,
and like real quick on TAP, because I kind of went in it with SMB yesterday a little bit, and he posted something, and I was like, I think it's time to see something. Like we got to see something eventually from TAP, right? Whether it's a video or we got to see something. Like it can't just be talk anymore. It can't just be Binance research papers. We need to know what is going on. We need to see something. So I'm like begging the TAP team here, show us something. Show us something that we can't do with BRC20s. Show us something we can't do with runes. Just show us something what you guys are building. Obviously, you guys don't want to put out anything like top secret that you guys want to put out all at the same time. But like, we need to see something, and you can see that in the tap price. Just keep going down. People are getting uninterested, and I'm afraid that they're going to launch the tap token, and it's not. There's going to be nothing that comes with it, like no type of shill, or not shill, but it's like show us something type of thing, and it's just going to go down only as well. So I'm a little worried for them. We need to see something soon for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little bit worried about this. I don't see notifications as well. YouTube shadow banned our guys. Dude, is YouTube shadow banning us? We're good guys.
Might be.
Come on, YouTube. What's going on? You're gonna hear from us. No, I'm just kidding. But like, we do need to figure that out, because
I don't know. I don't even know how to do it, honestly. But
yeah. Well, we can talk about it after the show. But thanks, guys, for letting us know this, because it definitely helps us out to look into it and see what's going on. All right, let's see. Not too many questions in here today, but it's okay. We can cut it a little shorter today. No problem. But this was a pretty big announcement. Unitap, Room Pro, and Verithium Dex collaboration. So thanks for putting this out there, Yasher. I did confirm with the VDEX team that they do have a collab with Unitap. So I think it has something to do with like some passes, but that you'll see some information on the Verithium Dex Twitter soon about that.
Real quick, I got the notification from my Shizzy account, so it notified me.
Okay, about the YouTube.
Yeah, about the YouTube. So 1 hour ago, it notified me that we were live. So
okay, so I mean, we can still look further into it, because there's been multiple people saying that something's up there. All right, question for those that held Ghosty on BRC20: will they get airdrop for the same amount on tap?
Yeah, it's 1-to-1. So if you like, for me, I have like 70,000 plus. I got the exact same number on the other side.
Yep, I checked mine as well, and it is the exact same on the other side as well. So just double check. Use the method that we showed you with the track.network, and then go to tracker, and then just paste your address in there to make sure you got the right amount of tokens.
And if you didn't, reach out to us. We're in the chat with the Ghosty team. We could ask them about it if you guys would like. So let us know.
Yep. Superfan says, Yagobi, any significance to the archery move that you do at the Open? Yeah, actually, I've been doing archery since probably about 5 years old.
Really?
And so I'm in. I qualified for the Junior Olympics like 3. Now I'm just messing around.
What the hell?
Got it. No.
I was shocked.
Yeah, I'm a hooper, so like I play basketball a lot of pickup basketball, and so I think I just picked that up from watching like who does it? Donovan Mitchell used to do it sometimes when he'd hit a 3 or something. That was like his big thing. But that's where I got it from. Cheaty, will Ordinal Hive have runes farms? I'm really itching for farms on layer 2 that will have runes. I want the real DeFi on L2 with runes. So that's coming, whether it's Ordinal Hive or not. I think VDEX is doing something with that, right?
Exactly. So you'll have do it all on VDEX. So you got to remember. So we're representing 2 companies here that are going to kill it. VDEX and Ordinal Hive. Ordinal Hive is going to be the Ordinal or NFT portion of that trading by, and then Verithium Dex is going to be your non-fungibles, right? So, or your fungibles, but yeah. So the tokens, and then the NFTs. So Verithium Dex will be the tokens. Ordinal Hive will be the NFTs or ordinals.
Yeah. Mauricio says, good morning. Not a big Trump fan, but if he frees Ross, that will be amazing.
I mean, he said he was going to. Trump's never really, I can't imagine him going against his word there, but.
Yep.
I like it. His comment before that, though.
Trump is a businessman. For him, no matter what the asset is, if he sees something profitable in it, he goes on it. This is what I love about Trump. Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely like epitome of capitalism, I feel like, which obviously, it can get to a world of greed and stuff. I think that you just have to have checks or balances, because at the end, like the core of capitalism, I think it works because it's as long as there isn't, like things that will prohibit you from building your own success, right? And that's the whole foundation of it. He also said, Yashir also said, consider Taiwan as a leading semiconductor producers. And yeah, they
That's
are,
true.
right? So there's
Yeah.
a lot of billionaires probably over there. That's for sure. For sure. So if they're, they're going to get even heavier into Bitcoin, then number go up probably.
I agree.
Mauricio says mempool is cooking. What are people minting? Let's see real quick. I'm going to pull up Genie data.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Let's see. Ordinals. Let's see what the cook the mempool. Okay, so that looks like it's definitely going, pumping hard. We got Cat for President. That seems to be the current focus. You got Bitmap Emporium, which guys, I believe that what's his name? Who's the Limitless came out and said that this is not their official token. So just know that. You got some Cook the Mempool in here. Cook the Mempool is probably coming up on maybe 5 more days, maybe 7 more days of until it's fully minted out. So it's gonna be popping whenever the prices are cheaper to mint than to purchase. And then you got some Raccoon Pedro as well. So mainly runes. Here's some BRC20 minting for the NUSD with a BAMP of Nakamoto. But it's I would say it's probably 85-90% runes. So that is what is minting there. You guys can always just go to Genie data, click on the ordinals tab here, and it will take you to what is minting, what's going on, what's hot, in these meta protocol ecosystems.
Yep. McDonald Trump. That's funny. Toshi.
Yasser says, do you think the increase of BTC value would decrease the trade volume on BTC protocols or vice versa?
No, not at all. I think the increase would definitely damper the prices of your ordinals or your NFTs. But I think as Bitcoin goes up, the fungibles kind of fly up, as well. So
yeah, but it could take a little bit of time, right? So the scenario for that I look at is Bitcoin starts to fly. We bust through 70,000. We get through 75. People are like, okay, I think it's time for me to kind of move my ordinals into Bitcoin and everything into Bitcoin while this ride is going up to 100, right? And then they wait and see where that top is. They probably at that point ordinals will go down a little bit, and then they buy into those, and that's whenever they really rush up, is whenever Bitcoin calms down. And we've seen it with firsthand with our eyes that's pretty much how it works.
And we really haven't seen what runes does when Bitcoin goes on a skyrocket, right? When Bitcoin goes up 10,000 in 1 week or something, we haven't seen what that would do to the runes prices. So I'm curious to see what happens with Dog when Bitcoin flies up to 75, 85,000.
100%. I love this statement by Danny Boy. It says, we'll be okay no matter what. I got faith in God and in BTC. Yeah, especially if you have the experience, right? And that is a statement for someone that shows up every day. That's like that you can tell. That his conviction has not wavered. So right on, Danny. I'm in the same exact boat on both things, on what you said. So appreciate the comment there. 273 people in here. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. Always showing up every day, no matter what. At the end of our show, it always gets busy in here,
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah, man.
Crypto Mamba. Funny how Joe announces he's accepting crypto and it begins dumping.
That is funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
I don't think anyone likes Joe. How could you possibly like Joe?
Great statement here from Yasher. Somehow I think the builders of some of these tokens are preparing for autumn, fall to launch their projects. Dude, I've been thinking that for a while. But it's in the back of my mind because we still have to show up to work every day and talk about the price action and what's hot, what's moving. So what's been in the back of my mind is, that there's too many talented developers and people in our space to not have solutions to pain points. And I think that once they realize where we are in the fall or what they're waiting for, it's going to be a rush to market for a lot of things.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Mauricio says Runes makes BRC20 outdated.
Or I love that.
I guess it does Runes make BRC20s outdated because there's a question mark there. And it says, don't see the point of BRC20 anymore. So the statement, which was pretty strong too, followed the question there. And what do you think? I'm all right.
I think you're 100% right. I mean, you my video this. You're 100% right. Runes is the now. BRC20s was the then. Will BRC20s come back? I don't think so. I think pizza is kind of like the we'll see what happens with it. I'm hoping it does really well, but I just don't know. I think with tap coming, you're gonna see more pressure leave BRC20s for the tap protocol. I mean, because tap's being talked about everywhere right now, everywhere. So we'll see. But I don't know. I tell you the truth, I have no idea. I would love to see what Yagobi always says, like the meta protocol stuff, where every meta protocol does well. ARC20s, BRC20s, tap protocol, and runes, and even those guys over at the other one. What's the other one? CBRC20. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, not every meta protocol, but the ones that have strong communities and have actually built something that makes their meta protocol different. Like there's an aspect of their meta protocol that sticks out enough to where they're validated, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I see in the future. I do think that BRC20s need to roll out that modular environment, that modular ecosystem for them to be one of these successful meta protocols. But I do see multiple. I don't think that Runes is going to just be the only fungible token standard on Bitcoin. The way that Bitcoin's limitations work is actually perfectly set up for multiple meta protocols, in my opinion. Because if we had smart contracts, there would have been only one fungible token standard a long time ago, and that would have dominated, just like Ethereum and a lot of EVM chains. But we're not like that. So we aren't Ethereum. But what we can do, let's say a year from now or 6 months from now, which would I can't see it ever happening 6 months from now, Opcat's added, right? Even with that, like I feel like the computational functionality of Bitcoin changes in a more positive way for developers. I still think that there's going to be these meta protocol fungible tokens that try to bridge to each other's meta protocols, and we'll have more of a similar environment to what, like you pointed out with Polkadot, right? Polkadot being a layer 0, and then all those layer 1s being able to bridge to each other and all that stuff, and bridge back to Polkadot if needed, all that stuff. I could see that being a situation here, and I would like for Bitcoin to be different. Anyways, we're not Ethereum, we're different. So
100%, dude. I think that we need to like basically show, hey, we're not EVM, we're not Solana, we're much different, and the meta protocol situation does do that for us. So
yeah, 100%. Is there a way to bridge bitmaps to Merlin using? You can't use Merlin chain anymore, right? For that,
you can't use Merlin chain anymore. You can't bridge right now. That's why the price difference is so crazy.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's what I was saying. I'm thinking about bridge. Like I was thinking about just selling all my bitmaps on over there and then rebuying them on the layer 1 after I get the money through messing. I think that would be a good trade, honestly.
Yeah, because Bagtown Clans says, can you show how to get bitmaps up to Merlin? I tried and couldn't figure it out. Yeah, you used to be able to do it on merlinchain.io. I had all mine over there, and I converted them to the bitmap token. And I think that's a huge initiative, the bitmap token for the Merlin chain team and Jeff and Unicross and everybody. And they have their partnerships, right? So like how Unisat has Binance as a major partner relationship network, Merlin chain has OKX, right, on that side. So I think they get something done here with the bitmap token, and I think it becomes the primary one. I am open-minded for like the tap ecosystem to do something crazy too.
Yeah,
but I just think that the market cap can really jump up and assist bitmaps by doing so. I'm on Unicross right now, and I'm going to try to see if I can bridge over from Unicross real quick and see if they, so they don't.
You can bridge out, you can't bridge in.
Gotcha. Yeah. So So I would say stay tuned because I do 100% believe that opens. In fact, I know it is, right? Because
it's open this week. Yeah, that's what I keep
Yeah.
hearing anyway. So we'll just keep watching the show. We'll probably have an announcement within a couple days, when they tweet about it. So
100%. Almost 300 people in here, 293. Thank you so much for sharing the space, for subscribing, all the great stuff that you guys do for us. Neomeister says, how much more mileage do you think we'll get from BAMP of Nakamoto dollar?
it's hard to say. I mean, at a $21 million valuation, you know, what's diluted. They own a lot of it. So I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm shocked that we are obviously sitting where we're at right now, but
yeah, so am I. You know, this is somewhere I thought BitSmiley would be. So I wonder if they're watching this because
they got it.
BitSmiley definitely uses the MakerDAO approach with over collateralization, which is a good approach. I need to look further into Bank of Nakamoto's complete approach. You know, I know they're backing it up, they're collateralizing it with the Athena USD, but I just need to look further into that.
And that's the thing too, is like imagine BitSmiley's probably sitting there like foaming at the mouth to kind of get out now, because their launch, their TGE isn't until the end of the month. But I think if they get that on Bitcoin, man, you could see the top, you know, the top tokens be these stablecoin producers, right? It could be, because it's not just BitSmiley. I mean, there's another company as well. We had them on the show.
Yala,
their name is slipping me. Yala, they're building just the same thing as well. So you might see the 3 stablecoin providers in the top 10.
Yeah,
and if just to say you do have like $10,000 in stablecoins, it might be good to have, you know, 33 and a third on each. So if anything does happen to one, you're still safe with the other. So
Yep. Tim Madden says, when would you expect the future Runestone airdrop snapshots?
I think next year. I think 2025. I think Leonidas would be stupid to drop it this year, because then you're going to see the Runestones just plummet, and you don't want that. So I think you're going to see one probably next year, and then maybe have to wait for the third one till like the next halving.
Gotcha. Ichitoshi says there's 2 more planned airdrops for Runestones. Says I think one was when Dog hits a certain market cap, and I think it was $1 billion that they were talking about.
That was just the rumor. Leonidas never came out and said that. He actually denied it on the one space that I listened to, but that was a while ago.
Gotcha. Ichitoshi says, I saw the McDonald J Trump. What do you think?
Send it to
I
the moon.
love that, man.
I do too.
I love that ticker. Yeah, that's hilarious. Bagtown Clan says, how high can Cook the Mempool go after it is finished minting? I don't know, man. Like I could see it getting to like 100 million, you know, 200 million, but it probably doesn't have the same attractiveness as something like Sats did, because Sats was really hyped up with being the gas fee token for the modular world and ecosystem and stuff. So
yep.
Oh, Mike's World. What's up, Mike? We know you've been busy working and stuff, so you know, super happy to see you in the chat here. It says, would BAMP dollar be a direct competitor to Unicross or BitSmiley, and who is the winner for the dollar on BTC? There's multiple, in my opinion. Look at Ethereum's ecosystem. You have USDT, you have USDC, you have DAI. All 3 of those alone are like strong as hell in terms of what they've been able to establish and build. Right now, the other ones, would you say
Frax is a big one?
Frax is a good one. Is there any other ones that I'm
missing? There's a bunch more. There's like
exactly. So especially in a bull market too, Mike. Think about that. And I hate to say this, but it's the truth, man.
Yeah.
Until we get
USDC.
Well, I was gonna say when you are in the beginning parts of a bull market, if you have a strong enough narrative, you can pump anything.
You can,
you know, and I hate to say that because that's not like what you want for fundamentals for like an investment mentality. But if you know the game over here and you've dealt with previous cycles, you know the game over here. If you know, you know, like they say.
Yeah.
And so I think any stable token that has any like support or a foundation will moon, you know, Granted that they don't rug or anything stupid like
Yeah.
that. And
sure.
I'd stay away from algorithmic stable tokens because we all know the what is it, the Steady Lads
Yeah, steady
tweet.
lads. Yep. Chat up, Mark. Mark's here. I think it's your first
What's
time here.
up?
Thank you so much for being here.
Launch Punks, right? What's up, Mark?
I think so.
Yeah.
The guitar made me think it's Launch Punks. But
Let's see. Yasher says, Shizzy and Yagobi, God bless you guys. Having 5 times a week live for 90 minutes on
90
each
minutes.
is a big deal. Hey, thank you, sir, because
Yeah.
you've been, Shizzy was talking to me this morning, and I was like, yeah, man, Yasher has been such a great help and just amazing community member. Helps everybody and very knowledgeable and he's not, I can tell he's not only just, gaining knowledge from the show, he's in almost every ecosystem, just dipping in every ecosystem. So that's really big.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys for sure, man. Thank you.
And I think that wraps it up right at an hour and 30 minutes. So 294 people in here, almost 300. We appreciate you guys, especially we started a little bit slower, but finished off really strong, and that's what it's about, right? Even if you start slow, if you come in late to the ecosystem or whatever, as long as it's how you finish, that's what matters.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Please, guys, go check out ordinalrevolution.com. It is our website here. We got some of the best articles, some of the best stuff, and my computer's running real slow today, so it's not the website, it's my computer. I got a lot of kids are home, the Wi-Fi is being used like crazy. I definitely noticed a little lag, but check out this Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville. We will be in Nashville, so come out there, come hang out with us. It'll be fun, exciting. If you are going, though, I said it even at the beginning of the show, I'm going to say it again, 21% off conference tickets.
If you use Bitcoin.
Yeah, if you use Bitcoin, but everyone, I mean, why wouldn't you use Bitcoin, right? But
Exactly.
It's one of those things where if you have an opportunity to use it, I use it every single time. But check this out, guys. Its prices will go up tomorrow. We will still have our 21% off, but of a lot higher price. So definitely, if you guys are interested, today is the day. We've been trying to push this all week. We're just trying to get you guys in the conference. Come hang out with us. It's gonna be a good time. It'll be my first Bitcoin conference. I think Yagobi's first as well. So it should be exciting. And guys, if you go to this button right here, it's called the store. It's going to take you to our store. And I actually got some stuff off our store this last couple of days. I got this sweet shirt here, this runestone shirt. I also got runestone, and I also got the dog. Came out really nice. Can't really see because my screen's kind of messing it up. But the dog here, and then the third but not least, one of my personal favorite. You're not bullish enough, right? So that's our name of the song and stuff. So guys, go check out the store. They're all down here. We got this cool school bag down here as well. Send your kids to school in September with the Ordinal Revolution school bag. But yeah, I'll stop showing that now. But yeah, man.
Awesome. Yep. And also make sure to check out all of our Web3 partners here at Ordinal Hive, the Blur of Bitcoin. Going to be launching on Merlin Chain very soon. We got Fluid tokens, guys. You got to check out their runes decks. They're getting more and more volume on there. I know they're doing points for activity on their website, so make sure you check them out. We're going to have Raul on tomorrow to walk you guys through the decks to show you guys how to use it. And then we have Verothium decks over here that's going to be launching on Merlin as well. Your Bitcoin layer 1 asset decks here. There's going to be some interesting stuff that also launches on there, I believe. Some more degen stuff, so that should be fun. And then, of course, Traverse Labs, guys. That's the last sponsor up there. The #1 security solution for your Bitcoin wallets. There's a lot of scams that are going to be increasing as the bull market comes, and why not be able to sleep peacefully at night knowing that you're protected by Traverse?
100%. And guys, Verothium decks, so we learned that they're a V2, which means you can do some degen contracts. Guys, I would love for someone, and let me know if you're building something. If you're building something like a degen contract on Merlin, like a Ohm fork, a Tomb fork, an Ampleworth fork, or something like that, reach out to us because I want to know all about it. I am down to play some degen games. I am down to gamble. A good Ponzi is always fun to me. I obviously won't put in any more than I'm willing to lose. That is kind of thing. But if I'll throw $1,000 at it and let's play some games. So if you're building anything, degen, You can't list it on Maryland Swap because they are on Maryland Swap because they are V3. V3 doesn't take those type of contracts, but V2 does, and that's why Verlin Verothium Dex launched a Uniswap V2. So definitely check that out, guys, and we appreciate you guys. And that's our show. We're live Monday to Friday, 90 minutes, like Yazir said, but from 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Pacific. So check us out the rest of this week, which is just tomorrow, and then all of next week. And we'll see you guys.
Peace.
We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot, everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, is my guy for real, bro? Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.